The WNBA world is in absolute chaos as free agency heats up, and insiders say things are spiraling out of control. Breanna Stewart, one of the league's most dominant players, reportedly panicked amid the frenzy of contract offers and team negotiations. Sources close to the situation claim that Stewart has been barking orders and making split-second decisions, trying to maneuver through a web of offers, agents, and league rules, all while the clock ticks relentlessly. Meanwhile, other WNBA players are reportedly fumbling the bag, missing key opportunities, and making moves that could have long-term consequences for their careers. Social media is exploding with speculation, analysis, and fan outrage, as everyone tries to figure out who is winning, who is losing, and who might be making the biggest mistakes behind the scenes. Insiders suggest that the pressure of free agency has created tension not just for Stewart, but for the entire league. Teams are reportedly scrambling to secure top talent, sometimes offering contracts that are confusing, contradictory, or strategically manipulative. Players, agents, and executives are caught in a high-stakes chess game where timing, negotiation skills, and split-second decisions determine the winners and losers. Breanna Stewart, in particular, is said to be navigating this chaos with intensity, asserting her influence and trying to protect her career trajectory while avoiding potential missteps that could haunt her for years. The drama isn't limited to contracts alone. Sources indicate that internal rivalries and alliances are also coming to light as players and teams jockey for position. Stewart, who is used to dominating on the court, reportedly finds herself in a new type of battle, one where strategy, diplomacy, and timing are just as critical as athletic performance. Fans on social media are dissecting every update, analyzing tweets, statements, and insider leaks for clues about where players might end up. Every decision, every rumor, and every negotiation is magnified, creating a perfect storm of speculation and drama. This free agency frenzy has also highlighted the high stakes of professional sports beyond the court. While fans focus on stats, highlights, and championship potential, the real story is unfolding behind the scenes, where money, opportunity, and career longevity collide. WNBA stars like Breanna Stewart are learning firsthand that even the most talented players can face chaos when contracts, team dynamics, and personal ambitions collide. The pressure is intense, the timeline is unforgiving, and every move counts more than ever. In the next few minutes, we'll break down the chaos gripping the WNBA, revealing how Breanna Stewart is handling the pressure, what mistakes other players are making, and which free agency moves could define the league for years to come. Stay tuned, because the drama is unfolding fast, and the consequences could be massive for both the players and the league itself. The WNBA free agency period is heating up, and insiders say the league has never seen chaos like this before. Breanna Stewart, one of the most dominant and marketable players in the league, has reportedly been at the center of a whirlwind of offers, negotiations, and strategic moves. Sources close to the situation claim that Stewart has been making split-second decisions while navigating an overwhelming number of proposals, each with its own complexities and hidden strings. With millions of dollars, team prestige, and championship potential on the line, the pressure has reportedly pushed Stewart to assert herself aggressively, issuing orders and coordinating with her team to make sure she doesn't miss an opportunity. Meanwhile, other players have struggled to respond effectively, fumbling deals, hesitating, and ultimately risking their own career momentum in the process. Social media is ablaze, with fans speculating, analyzing, and debating every move, every message, and every leak as if their lives depended on it. Inside sources say that the frenzy is not just about money. It's about influence, timing, and strategic leverage. Teams are reportedly crafting offers that maximize their own advantage, sometimes creating confusing or overlapping proposals designed to test players' reactions. Stewart, aware of the stakes, has allegedly been asserting control over negotiations, coordinating with agents, and demanding clarity where ambiguity exists. This level of proactive management is said to be essential, especially in a league where split-second decisions can have ripple effects for years. Other players, however, are reportedly struggling to navigate the same landscape, with delayed responses, misunderstandings, and poorly timed decisions leaving them vulnerable to missed opportunities. The contrast between Stewart's assertiveness and other players' missteps has become a focal point of the free agency saga. The social media storm has been equally intense. Fans, analysts, and influencers are dissecting every development, from contract leaks to insider reports, in search of insight into how the WNBA's top talent will shift the league's balance of power. Each rumor, tweet, or cryptic message is dissected and amplified, creating a wave of public pressure that only adds to the stress on the players. Stewart's handling of this attention has reportedly been calculated and deliberate, reinforcing her dominance not only on the court but also in the high-stakes off-court negotiation landscape. Other players, meanwhile, are being scrutinized for their missteps, with fans pointing to delayed decisions, poorly negotiated terms, or missed opportunities as signs of fumbling the bag in the most high-profile free agency period in WNBA history. Sources also indicate that internal team dynamics and rivalries are playing a major role in this chaos. Some teams are said to be leveraging personal relationships, loyalty, and insider knowledge to sway decisions, while players like Stewart are reportedly navigating this complex web with precision. According to insiders, Stewart is not just focused on money or individual success. She is reportedly calculating which team fits her vision for championships, exposure, and long-term career stability. The pressure to balance personal goals, team strategy, and marketability has created a perfect storm, with every decision amplified and every choice scrutinized. The drama isn't just a reflection of free agency mechanics, it's a test of leadership, strategic thinking, and adaptability for players who are used to dominating on the court but now must master a completely different battlefield. By the end of Part 1, it was clear that Breanna Stewart's free agency maneuvering had become the story of the season. Her assertiveness, calculated risk-taking, and ability to navigate high-pressure negotiations have positioned her as a leader both on and off the court. Meanwhile, other players' struggles to act decisively have only intensified the narrative of missteps and lost opportunities. Fans are watching every move, knowing that each decision will have long-term consequences for the league's competitive landscape. This free agency period is more than a transfer window, it's a dramatic clash of strategy, ambition, and timing, with Breanna Stewart at the center of it all, commanding attention and setting the tone for what could be a defining chapter in WNBA history. The chaos surrounding WNBA free agency isn't just about numbers and contracts, it's a mental game, and insiders say Breanna Stewart is playing it like a seasoned strategist. Sources close to the situation report that Stewart has been moving quickly, analyzing every offer, questioning every clause, and making decisions that could redefine her career. Her urgency reportedly comes from understanding that hesitation in free agency can be costly. One delayed response, one misread offer, could mean a competitor swooping in and securing the advantage. Stewart's approach has been precise. She coordinates with agents, reviews team dynamics, and even considers the marketing implications of each potential landing spot. Every choice is being weighed for both short-term success and long-term impact. Meanwhile, some players are reportedly fumbling, overwhelmed by the flood of offers and unable to assert control, risking financial and professional setbacks in the process. Insiders suggest that Stewart's intensity has created a ripple effect across the league. Teams vying for top talent are reportedly adjusting strategies on the fly, trying to anticipate her moves and react quickly. Some teams have made aggressive offers, others have employed subtle psychological tactics, and a few have attempted to pressure other players to influence Stewart's decision indirectly. The competitive tension is high, and Stewart reportedly thrives in it. Sources claim that she has used this environment to her advantage, carefully signaling interest, creating leverage, and testing which organizations are truly serious about meeting her vision. The combination of strategy, timing, and decisiveness sets her apart from peers who may be less proactive in such high-pressure situations. Social media has amplified every step of this saga. Fans, analysts, and even former players have been dissecting tweets, insider leaks, and cryptic hints from Stewart and her team. The public frenzy has reportedly added pressure, but Stewart is said to be managing it strategically, knowing when to reveal information, when to stay silent, and how to use attention to increase her leverage. Other players, by contrast, have been caught reacting impulsively, misinterpreting offers, or hesitating in ways that may cost them advantageous deals. The result is a high-stakes environment where precision, patience, and perception are just as important as talent on the court. Stewart's ability to navigate this pressure demonstrates a new level of off-court leadership and business acumen, making her not just a star athlete but a savvy negotiator. Sources also indicate that team dynamics are a critical factor in Stewart's decision-making. Beyond money, she reportedly evaluates coaching philosophy, roster composition, organizational culture, and long-term competitiveness. This means Stewart isn't simply chasing the highest offer. She is considering which team allows her to maximize championships, marketability, and career longevity. Meanwhile, other players who fail to analyze these factors are at risk of making impulsive decisions that could backfire, whether through reduced playing time, poor team fit, or missed endorsement opportunities. Free agency, in this sense, has become a strategic battlefield, and Stewart appears to be emerging as one of the most calculated players in league history at navigating it. By the end of Part 2, the free agency frenzy had reached new heights. Breanna Stewart's proactive approach, strategic thinking, and assertiveness set her apart from peers who are reportedly fumbling under pressure. Fans continue to watch closely, analyzing every hint and rumor, knowing that each decision could shift the balance of power in the WNBA. Stewart's story isn't just about securing a contract. It's about control, influence, and demonstrating that even in a league filled with elite talent, strategy, decisiveness, and timing can define a player's legacy as much as on-court performance. The drama is far from over, and insiders predict that the next wave of moves could shock the league and reshape the competitive landscape entirely. The chaos in WNBA free agency intensified as Breanna Stewart reportedly began taking control of the narrative in ways that left other players scrambling to keep up. Sources say that Stewart's team has been meticulously coordinating every move, weighing offers not only for monetary value but also for long-term career impact. Unlike some players who have allegedly fumbled in the confusion, Stewart is reportedly creating leverage by strategically delaying responses, signaling interest selectively, and sending subtle messages that keep teams on edge. This high-level maneuvering is said to have forced franchises to rethink their offers and strategies, highlighting her influence not just as a player, but as a major power broker in league negotiations. The stakes are enormous. Every decision now could shape the league's balance of power for years. Insiders claim that part of Stewart's strategy includes evaluating organizational culture and team dynamics in unprecedented detail. It's not just about who can pay the most, it's about fit, playing style, coaching, and championship potential. Sources say Stewart has been conducting informal meetings with team representatives, analyzing rosters, and even reviewing the potential off-court implications, such as marketing opportunities and media exposure. By approaching free agency like a chess game, she reportedly ensures that every move maximizes both personal and professional gain. Meanwhile, other players who are less meticulous are reportedly reacting impulsively, accepting early offers without fully considering how they will affect their careers long-term. Stewart's foresight and precision set her apart, turning what could have been a chaotic and stressful process into a display of strategic dominance. Social media continues to play a massive role in this saga. Fans are dissecting every leaked text, every cryptic Instagram post, and every media appearance, treating the situation like a live drama unfolding in real time. Analysts and commentators are debating whether Stewart's methods are genius or aggressive, while other players are being criticized for mishandling negotiations. Sources suggest that Stewart has embraced this attention, using it to her advantage to increase leverage and signal her value to teams. Her ability to navigate public scrutiny while maintaining control over the negotiation process has reportedly made her one of the most formidable figures in the league, both on and off the court. The contrast between her calculated approach and others' missteps has become a central narrative in this free agency frenzy. Insiders also note that Stewart's leadership extends beyond her own contract. Reports indicate that she is quietly mentoring younger players, guiding them through the complexities of free agency and helping them understand how to assert control over their careers. This mentorship reportedly includes advice on evaluating contracts, negotiating terms, and considering long-term opportunities rather than short-term gains. Meanwhile, some of her peers have been criticized for rushing decisions or failing to consider the bigger picture, which insiders say has only amplified the drama. Stewart's combination of assertiveness, strategic thinking, and leadership reportedly positions her not just as a top athlete but as a force capable of shaping the league's culture around decision-making and career management. By the end of Part 3, it's clear that Breanna Stewart is not just surviving the chaos of WNBA free agency, she is thriving in it. Her calculated maneuvers, strategic insights, and ability to command attention while managing negotiations have set her apart from players who have struggled under pressure. Fans are captivated, social media is buzzing, and league insiders are taking notes on how one athlete is redefining the game off the court. Every offer, every negotiation, and every subtle signal is part of a larger story of dominance, strategy, and influence. As the free agency period continues, all eyes remain on Stewart, knowing that her next moves could reshape the league and set new standards for how elite athletes approach contracts, power, and legacy. The WNBA free agency chaos reached a fever pitch as insiders say Breanna Stewart began exerting influence far beyond her own contract negotiations. Sources report that Stewart's team was coordinating multiple scenarios simultaneously, weighing offers from several top franchises while calculating how each move could shift the league's balance. Unlike some players who were reportedly reacting impulsively, Stewart allegedly took a disciplined approach, carefully assessing not just the numbers on paper but the long-term implications of every decision. From potential playing time to championship prospects, sponsorship opportunities, and team culture, every factor was under scrutiny. Sources suggest that this level of strategic planning is rare in the league, setting Stewart apart as a player who doesn't just dominate on the court but also commands the off-court game like a seasoned veteran. Reports also indicate that Stewart's proactive approach has put pressure on teams to step up their offers. Some franchises allegedly scrambled to meet her expectations, increasing contract value, guaranteeing playing conditions, or offering enhanced roles to secure her commitment. Meanwhile, other players reportedly struggled to make similar calculated decisions, fumbling opportunities or hesitating when decisive action was required. According to insiders, Stewart's ability to orchestrate leverage and maintain control has been a defining factor in this free agency period, allowing her to shape negotiations to her advantage while ensuring that her career trajectory remains aligned with her personal and professional goals. Social media buzzed with speculation, debates, and fan analyses, further amplifying the drama as every hint of her decision-making strategy went viral. Behind the scenes, tensions reportedly grew between teams vying for Stewart's signature. Sources suggest that internal politics, roster adjustments, and strategic negotiations became increasingly complex as executives realized they were dealing with a player who was fully aware of her leverage. Stewart's team allegedly used selective information disclosure, timing tactics, and subtle signals to keep franchises guessing, creating competition while preserving her negotiating power. Meanwhile, other players, lacking the same level of guidance or strategic insight, reportedly made missteps that cost them potential opportunities. The contrast between Stewart's methodical approach and her peers' mistakes became a major talking point in sports media, highlighting how preparation, focus, and strategic thinking can determine success in high-pressure free agency scenarios. Social media and fan engagement intensified the drama further. Every cryptic tweet, media appearance, or insider leak was dissected for clues, with fans and analysts trying to predict Stewart's next move. Some praised her leadership and strategic acumen, while others criticized her intensity or decision-making pace. Meanwhile, players who mishandled their own negotiations were publicly scrutinized, sometimes facing backlash for perceived indecision or errors. Stewart's approach reportedly balanced public attention with private strategy, ensuring that her image remained positive while she maintained control over the unfolding drama. This calculated duality, handling media attention while strategically negotiating behind the scenes, demonstrates why insiders regard her as one of the most formidable figures in the league, both on and off the court. By the end of Part 4, it was clear that Breanna Stewart was not just navigating free agency, she was mastering it. Her calculated decisions, strategic negotiations, and ability to maintain influence under pressure have elevated her beyond mere player status to that of a league-defining figure. While other players struggled to keep up or made missteps that may affect their careers, Stewart's actions have solidified her position as a leader and influencer, demonstrating that preparation, strategy, and assertiveness can be just as important as talent on the court. Fans, analysts, and executives alike were left watching closely, knowing that her next move could redefine free agency norms in the WNBA and set a precedent for how elite athletes approach career management, negotiation, and influence. The tension in the WNBA free agency reached an all-time high as Breanna Stewart's decisions began sending shockwaves throughout the league. Teams that once seemed confident now found themselves scrambling to adjust to her strategy, while other players struggled to keep up with a rapidly changing landscape. Stewart's ability to weigh offers, anticipate moves, and assert control over the process reportedly gave her an edge few could match. Sources say she was carefully analyzing every roster, every coaching staff, and every potential impact on her legacy before committing to anything. Each step she took not only shaped her own future but also influenced the market for other top players, forcing teams to rethink how they approach negotiations and talent retention. What was initially a frenzy of individual contracts had transformed into a full-blown strategic battlefield. Insiders reveal that Stewart's focus went far beyond financial terms. She was reportedly considering team culture, championship potential, and long-term stability, showing a level of foresight that separated her from peers who were rushing decisions. Some players allegedly made impulsive moves, accepting early offers without fully understanding the consequences, while Stewart reportedly paused, reviewed, and recalculated at every turn. Her calculated approach created leverage, allowing her to negotiate not just for herself but also to subtly influence other players' outcomes, shaping the league in ways that extended beyond her own contract. Her actions were being watched closely by executives, agents, and even young athletes, with many seeing Stewart as setting a new standard for free agency in professional sports. Social media erupted as Stewart's every decision made headlines. Fans dissected leaks, speculation, and insider reports to try to predict her next move, while analysts debated the potential ripple effects across the league. Every post, tweet, and story fueled a frenzy, amplifying pressure on all parties involved. Despite the public scrutiny, sources indicate Stewart maintained composure, balancing transparency with discretion, revealing just enough to assert influence while keeping key details private. This mastery of both on-court talent and off-court strategy reportedly reinforced her reputation as one of the most formidable figures in women's basketball today. The contrast between her careful, deliberate approach and other players' rushed decisions became a major talking point, highlighting the importance of strategy, patience, and foresight in free agency. Behind the scenes, Stewart's leadership reportedly extended to mentoring younger players navigating their own negotiations. She is said to have shared advice on evaluating offers, understanding team dynamics, and asserting personal value, helping others avoid mistakes she observed in the chaos. While other stars struggled with timing, conflicting advice, or emotional decisions, Stewart's calculated mentorship demonstrated her awareness of the broader implications of free agency. Her approach wasn't just about maximizing her own outcomes, it was about shaping a culture of strategic thinking and self-advocacy within the league. This influence reportedly enhanced her standing as both a player and a leader, proving that dominance in professional sports can extend far beyond performance on the court. By the end of the frenzy, Breanna Stewart had emerged not only with a favorable contract but also as a defining force in the league's free agency narrative. Her calculated moves, strategic negotiations, and ability to maintain control under intense pressure had reshaped expectations for how elite athletes manage their careers. Fans, media, and executives alike were left watching closely, recognizing that Stewart's approach may set a new benchmark for future free agency periods. The drama, missteps by others, and strategic brilliance displayed throughout the process ensured that this period would be remembered as a turning point in WNBA history. Stewart's legacy, both on and off the court, had been solidified, not just as a superstar athlete, but as a master of strategy, influence, and leadership in one of the most competitive leagues in professional sports. The WNBA free agency drama has shaken the league like never before, and Breanna Stewart has proven that talent alone isn't enough. It's strategy, timing, and leadership that truly define greatness. Fans have watched her navigate chaos, outmaneuver competitors, and take control of her career, all while showing other players what it means to make calculated, high-stakes decisions. The ripple effects of this period are still unfolding, and every move could change the league's balance of power. If you want to stay ahead of the drama, know which players are rising, who's fumbling opportunities, and what this means for the next WNBA season, you cannot miss a single update. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you're the first to know every shocking development. The story is far from over, and with Stewart leading the charge, the next chapter promises even more surprises, twists, and explosive moments in the league.